All right, so today we're doing extroverted sensing versus introverted sensing. Should be a pretty simple video. We're talking about SE versus SI. Everyone has one or the other, so what's the difference? Well, one is personal and the other is impersonal. SI is processing sensory for self. It's focused on organizing and narrowing down sensory specifics. Think lists, instructions, cookbooks, nutrition facts, data sets, etc. SI wants specificity in the sensory realm, and so its energy is very specific and pointed. Further, things are very personal for an SI type. SIs find themselves attached to objects that align with their identities and stories typically. Lastly, while NI tends to use the sensory to build pathways forward, SI wants to know what has already been narrowed down in the sensory in times past. SE is processing the spectrum of sensory, the physical world. It's doing this by gathering in sensory experiences and information, and it's impersonal and open to change and opportunity. Being in the moment is the epitome of the SE type because the SE brain is anticipating that this moment won't last long and off we go to share the next new sensory experience. While the SI will typically fall back on a plan that they have written out in clear steps and specifics, the SE will say, we'll see, and let the world unfold as it will. For the SE, trying to do the SI prohibits the freedom of the moment. For the SE can be very chaotic and unpredictable. To understand and recognize SI and SE in the wild, it's helpful to see them like this. SI is prioritizing two things, the physical world and self. Sensory is personal and narrowed down specifics. SE is prioritizing two things, the physical world and others. Sensory is impersonal, and we all share this big, beautiful world we're moving around in, so let's move around in it together and be in the moment. In the typing process, when I'm looking at whether a person is SI or SE, I'm not looking for the function specifically. I am looking for if the person has a human need of organizing or gathering. Are they telling the same old story and obligated to narrow down, or are they leaving options open? What are they obligated to when they're pressed on? When you know that, you can move on to the N versus the S coin, and that's the best way to see it. In the last video I did on NE versus NI, I talked about how important it is to understand the observer functions S and N in light of their counterparts because they're polarities. The SI specifics grow out of the gathered concepts of its NE polarity, while the SE gathered facts give way to its NI counterpart of narrowed down concepts. The N functions are operating in the abstract, while the S functions are grounded, but they're both contingent on one another to operate. As opposed to the abstract world, sensory is all about the physical world, SE, and the specific details concerning the physical world, SI. Oftentimes, SEs are naturally gifted at dynamically moving around in the physical world, which is why you'll see the clustering of SE types in professional athletes. For example, Shaq, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James are all SE dominant personalities. The SIs, on the other hand, are also sensory dominant and can usually move around the sensory world pretty well. But they're obligated to the sensory details. They're so obligated to repeat even the most redundant details to ensure that they're grounding the specifics. Again, these functions and polarities require that you've experienced the spectrum of personalities to really feel out what each one is doing. The definitions are not enough. However, hopefully this simple overview is helpful in getting a basic idea of what each is doing and obligated to. If you feel I left anything out, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.